Well, back in Las Vegas, we set a goal of $100 million incremental savings for the Varnex members. I set a goal that I thought was going to be very, very difficult to reach, but it was going to be something that they truly understood and wanted to really try to reach. Right now, they're tracking right around 20%, and what we find is incremental savings through obviously programs that we offer. From the different solves that we have, whether it be Cloud Solve or Renew Solve. Renew Solve's probably been one of the best ones where they're getting incremental revenue they would not have had before because we're able to track better what the renewals are. So it's kind of exciting. I didn't know what I put the number out there, and I didn't think it would be, to be honest, I didn't think it would be at 20% already. So I'm looking forward to making that happen in 2013. Well, yeah, but I wouldn't say a little uphill at first. It was like that steep incline, like don't let foot off the clutch. So no, it was a very steep incline to get moving. Obviously, then what the biggest challenge was, I had to find ways to track it. And so, it could be more, could be a little less. I think that's right, or I think that's a very conservative estimate because I'm within, that's about what I can track right now. Well, from the Canadian community, from my past experience, I did not expect it to come up that quickly. A lot of times it's a little, some of the French Canadians are slower to move over, especially on some of these things. I was absolutely delighted number of the French Canadians and that we have on board. So where I see it going now is we've got the wonderful base, and the most exciting thing for me is most of these people have never been in a community before, so they're itching to learn. As you can see from this event in New Orleans, that we've done a lot of things for Canada. We've added more things for them. For instance, on Sunday, they all flew in early, which is unheard of. They all came in early. And I know it was not just because it was New Orleans, but they came in early. They had meetings all day Sunday. While a lot of people were walking around the French Quarter, they were in meetings. Unbelievably dedicated. Last night, I think you saw the camaraderie that they're getting, how they're working more closely together. I find that happened much quicker than I thought. So next steps on that, I see maybe growing a few more, but now we're really focusing on that 80. And putting more programs together for them. The feedback that I got, because I've talked to a lot of them over the past couple of days, is they want to see some of the programs that we've done in the U.S. now be implemented in Canada. Obviously, you have to look because Canada's a different country, and you have to make sure it matches up with what they're looking for. So I see some tremendous opportunities with the Canadian market now because they have become so cohesive as a group that it makes it a lot easier for us, quite frankly, to implement some programs with them. I was wrong, is because I went into this with my eyes thinking that they would have one of their own invitationals, and then they'd come together with us for another meeting. They have strongly said that they want to have the meetings together. Next year, our plan is in 2013, is they'll have their own meeting. Now, they're more than welcome to come to our meeting as well, but there'll be one specific to Canada. I think that's really important. I think it's not important for the vendors. I think it's important for some of the offerings. And then the fall will always be a North American one, but I see next year being a U.S. event and a Canadian one, and we'll intermingle some of the folks, so we'll bring some of them each way. Well, my biggest challenge at Synnex is I've been Senior Vice President of Marketing for North America, but I was also doing all the U.S. marketing. I recently hired a Vice President of Marketing U.S., a counterpart to my Vice President of Marketing in Canada, so that's going to allow me to spend more time up in Canada, getting more hands-on. As most of ours will tell you, I'm very hands-on. I like getting in there. I'm a stickler for detail and what they work on and stuff. And I get accused of being too concerned about what kind of sauce is on the chicken for those kind of details, but that's what VARs want. And if they're going to spend 3 days with us or 4 days, I'm going to do everything I can to make it perfect for them. So I see myself spending a lot more time in Canada in the next year and a half.